Thank you very much. I'm here with Caps and with Yike and with Odoamne to talk about the reverse sweep a little bit more. We heard it from Mickey already about kind of like, you guys really didn't know what was going on seemingly in the first two games and nothing was going right. Yike, what for you was the main thing that changed up your momentum?
I think for sure in the first two games we were a bit more scared. We even said it like after the game 1 and game 2, we were like not really playing as aggressive. Like we were also like reaching a lot. We were trying to look for plays where we actually can't really go, and we were doing that like all the time in the first two games. And then we told each other to just like we were winning the games kinda. I think we were ahead in some of the like early games, and yeah, we just need to like play our game, and then we're gonna be back, and that's what we did.
Yeah, and Caps, I mean, you had a huge game. That first one, you know, when they were on match point, you're like, okay, now I'm gonna start playing. Talk to me about your series.
Yeah, you know, so it's a slow start to the series for sure. I think we, as Yike said, we were like overreaching a lot. I think we had some okay early games, also some maybe some not the best. The second one was a bit sus, but we bounced back anyway. And then I think we just ended up overreaching a lot. I think especially like when we were trying to kill Rakan on top in the first game, I think it's like we could probably just get Drake, and if we fight there, we'll probably be winning. But instead we make it a 4v5 and we just lose. So yeah, a lot of unfavored fights. And the later half of the series, okay, let's not go for outnumbered. Let's just take the good fights.
Yeah, we were talking a lot about, obviously, after that game 1 about Mickey's deaths, because it's kind of the lightning rod that you used to talk about everything. But we also always add, that's a team thing too, because like times when you get caught with 3, but he's the one that dies, etc. Is there anything you say about that? Because you know that he's probably coming off the Rift thinking, oh my God, I had such an awful game.
Yeah, I mean,
is there anything in the team talk that's like...
Usually it is just like Yike calling for it, right? So that's why Mickey dies.
Oh, it's Yike? Okay.
No, I mean, it's team calls for sure, right? And I think some of the times there was just like very bad team calls we had, and it was like Mickey was trying to force through it, right? And I think the later games, I think he also got better at calling off like, okay, this is just like very in if I go here, right? So I think like... We know, I mean, I don't know exactly how he feels after a game like game 1 where he died a lot, right?
I think not so good.
But for sure, it's not like on him, it's just on us. And I think he realizes that as well. He's played a lot of Nautilus games throughout his life with a lot of depth, so
he's used it.
Yeah. Would you say that there was a lot more pressure given that you guys lost obviously to MDK last week, and now we come into this series, you're down 0-2, and also I felt like it was extremely ballsy that you didn't switch sides, which you did against MDK game 5. So would you say that there was a lot of, you know, more emotional luggage coming into this game 3?
For sure. I mean, I think Caps even said after we just played that game 3 you were the most nervous, and I was also a bit scared. But I think we just went Ivan Tristana, and it's like a very good combo that we always played, and we were always like successful with, even in like internationals. So I felt very calm going to that, and I think we just took over the game. And then for the next games, it just went easier and easier. So that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think we were all like a bit stressed, right? Because we were really just not playing up to par, and we really want to make Munich as well and play in front of a big stage, and also. Like BDS, we played at BDS a lot of times this year, and I think the series have always been quite messy from us. Like we won a lot of them, but it's definitely been quite messy. And you know, we just have to be ready for whatever BDS throws at us.
Were you aware of the fact that BDS does have a history with best of 5s, with reverse sweeps, with 3-2s in general? And is that something that you kind of channeled, or did you not know?
I didn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah, not really, I think.
I think they're always losing the...
Yeah, they always get a reverse sweep.
Unfortunately, this is the 3rd reverse sweep, and like the 5th time they've lost 3-2 in the last 2 years.
That's a bit sad.
Yeah, it's quite sad, actually.
But it's also the first time G2 reverse sweep since 2019. I don't know if
you're on
I don't know if you're on Fnatic side or on G2 side in that one.
G2 side.
That's the MSI year.
Oh, was it?
Know your history. Yeah. Anyway, we're looking at some Caps stuff. You are the Kia player of the series, Caps. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Rob.
It's like everyone else was inting too much, I think.
I got the insec off after last week. Last week I tried to do an insec as well, but
you did it like the old man. You just flashed. You didn't even do R flash. You were just like so. Your hands were shaking.
Yeah. I mean, he was stunned for like 3 seconds. So I was like, you know what? I'll just like do it nice and easy.
What about you, Yike? Is this your first reverse sweep?
I think so, actually. Career? Yeah, I think I've never done a reverse sweep.
Have you been a reverse sweep before?
No, I don't think I've been reverse sweep.
So it's a first.
Not yet. So yeah, this is the first like reverse sweep I've done, so it feels nice. I was very fucking happy. Very happy after the game.
Oh, the first F-bomb out of Yike. Let's go!
Is it actually your first F-bomb as well?
I don't know.
Game 5 is getting to him.
I would too after game 5. My God. Don't worry about it. We've got like 5 we can do a day. But Yike, I did want to talk a little bit about your performance. I feel like this year's kind of, or let's say the entry into the league was really, really insane, and people kept singing your praises. You were going on the up and up. You were getting all these liberties from your team. Then internationally it was going well, etc. And then I feel like it was a little more up and down. How have you experienced that personally? And is there anything you can point to?
Yeah, for sure. Last year when I joined, I had a pretty good start. Like my first split winning, and then MSI doing pretty good, and just having a good year. A lot of praise, and that was very nice for me. Kind of boosted my ego a bit. And then this year, for sure, it's gone a bit worse. Like it's been more like ups and downs, as you said, basically. And yeah, it's for sure been harder, and yeah, like more hate and all of this, of course. But that's just what it is, you know, being an esports player. I just have to get like you have to get used to it. At some point, someone's gonna hate you, and yeah, I don't care about that. I just want to win the games.
Absolutely. We got an expert here on that.
Yeah, I mean, not winning as much as Yike
No,
did,
the hate.
you know. Oh, the hate. Oh, yeah, I've been through that. You know, I'm a master. I can teach you all about that. I can teach you how to piss off a lot of communities. You know.
Okay.
But yeah, it's also kind of a transition period because you're coming over on a rookie, and especially when you come on G2 side, everything is just so to the moon. Everyone's just so passionate. In the moment, you know, everyone's hate watching G2, ready to lose, and then when G2 loses, it's like, you know, with a little magnifying glass, who's inting? Oh, this guy.
Even if
he's not a rookie anymore. Let's hate on him even more, you know. So it's just sadly trial by fire at this point.
It is, and it also was for BDS, and unfortunately they did not make it. And Lore is now sitting by with FLICKR in the Marriott Bonvoy post-game check-in.
FLICKR, thank you so much for joining me after the series. I know it's not easy, and it's obviously not the result you guys expected today. Quick reaction about this series. Is there anything that caught you off guard with G2? Because you guys started phenomenal again. I'm just wondering what happened here.
Anything that caught us off guard? Not really. I think that we kind of knew what they wanted, and we drafted accordingly. Started well, but yeah, it was not enough.
Did you perceive any change in the players' attitude? Because from game 1, game 2, you win. We know what can happen with BDS sometimes, and I do feel like that's something you guys had to be careful about. Maybe just like not let the situation get out of hand. So, did you notice any change in attitude for your players or the way they were communicating? Maybe.
I mean, I think there is some fluctuations always in the BO, but I don't think it's specific to our team. I think that's just part of competition when there is emotions that are involved. I think that game 1 were a bit, I would say, not fully proactive. I think that we could have been way more. Game 2 we played a bit better, but I don't think that the game 3 decided the BO. I think that we are still in there mentally. We just didn't manage to win one more game.
You talk about emotions, and I'm actually wondering the impact of emotions in a situation like this when game 3 slips from your hand, game 4 as well, you arrive game 5. What was the mindset of your players, and also maybe the advice that you shared, if there were any, and again, the impact of emotions in a best of 5 like this when you reach this game 5?
I mean, you just have to remind them that you just won 2 games, and we did not become worse in the span of 1 hour, right? So there is not too much to be worried about, even though it's easier said than done. That was basically what I told them, and we just made adjustment in draft and tried to go for the game 5.
Mm-hmm. Are there any learnings that you would take from this series as a coach? Maybe not just so much for your players, but in the way you handle series like this?
No, I would say that it's still early. Need to reflect a bit, right, on everything that happened. But I think the biggest takeaways that you can have are more like throughout the year, right, than just the best of 5 series. Because what got us here, but most likely also what didn't allow us to go past this day, is things that we done before today.
And talking about what's next, I can only imagine how much your players are going to need each other and need their stuff coming out of the studio. What kind of attitude, what kind of words would you share in your players in a situation like this?
I mean, I think the most important is for them to look forward, take lessons from this year, whatever the future brings, right, and get better individually or as a group. But that's the only thing that you can do since like the season is over, right? Like you have hard moments in a career. The only thing that you can do is try to use them. You cannot really change them. It's normal to feel sad in this kind of situation. Yeah, you just have to reflect.
Yeah. Champions mentality, overcoming and adapting whatever life throws at you. To close this interview, would you like to say some words to the BDS fans maybe and community that has been cheering for you all year long and for the past years you've been at BDS? This is your camera.
Yeah, sure. I mean, thank you very much, guys, for everyone who supported us. The BDS community is not the biggest, but it's growing slowly, and it's of a big help to see how you guys support us during the year. So thank you, and we hope to do better next year.
Community is growing, and thanks to you, your efforts, and your players, of course. And on behalf of LEC fans, I want to say thank you for the year, and looking forward to seeing you guys next year. Thank you so much. Merci
Thank you.
FLICKR. Sjokz, over to you.
Yes, for BDS, it is the end of the road, and I do want to kind of echo the sentiments about BDS kind of growing. I think growing in the hearts of many fans this year. I want to thank them for that, but also on the Rift, Odo. And yeah, I am a bit sad not to see them continue.
It is sad, but at the same point, we have to be cutthroat here because they have been a contender for a lot of time now. It's been 2 years, I think, where they've been consistently going top 3, and they have always fallen short at the finish line. And it's sad because, as FLICKR said, the BDS community is growing. People, like, everyone just kind of starts liking BDS because they're a serious contender, attracts everyone. But at the same time, they always fall at the finish line. And yeah, I guess it's next year to see what the expectation is, because when they fight these guys every single time, when they get into playoffs and they end up losing, it's just sad, you know, because you start getting remembered as the guys who are always losing to G2.
Always losing to G2, and also I think, you know, this is a league where you have to beat G2 if you want to reach anything, right? And MDK did it, and that's why, partly why MDK finds themselves in Munich. MDK, Fnatic, and G2 all heading to Munich. And those are also your 3 representatives for the World Championship of Europe in Europe. Caps, what do you think about the fact that you locked MDK and Fnatic in with you at Worlds?
I mean, definitely I feel a bit bad for BDS just because they got third both of all the 3 splits
They
actually
did
so
so
far.
well this year.
So it was like really looking up for them to like be the third seed. And I think us losing to Mad last week was like, we basically, like, I mean, we didn't deny them the chance because they could have beaten us today, but we denied them the chance of like taking out like a Fnatic or Mad. So I definitely feel bad for that. But again, we just have to win against Mad now, win against Fnatic, and I'm sure they will represent us well at Worlds.
Yeah. Yike, how excited are you to head to the big stage that is Munich?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I was a bit scared as well, you know, today if we're not going to miss it, but we made it. We're going to Munich. I think it's a good top 3. I think Fnatic is looking strong. Mad Lions, they beat us, so they're for sure good. And yeah, it's going to be exciting for sure. And also us, after going 5 games today, it's probably going to be some spicy games coming.
Hopefully.
For me, what's the most interesting is that I think we haven't had a clear dark horse in a while, because every time, every year we would look at the playoffs and be like, ooh, who's going to be our dark horse? Do we want to have one? And it always used to be a clear-cut, you know, top 3 with G2, Fnatic, BDS. And right now with MDK, they're just so weird, man. You don't really know if they're going to win LEC or they're going to get stomped 3-0. So for me, it is a really nice addition. There's a lot of flavor and spice going into Munich.
I will say, out of the 2 scenarios, I maybe would have liked the one where it was still all for Worlds qualification. That would have meant that G2 wouldn't have made it. But this one is also nice because I have this hope that because you're all already locked into Worlds, you're just going to play your hearts out and play with a little bit less nerves, and we're going to see kind of the best version of these teams that we could. One can dream. Right?
Yeah, I definitely prefer this one.
Yeah, it's all right.
We're also still in there.
No, for sure. All these G2 fans that bought their tickets already, like, it would be a little sad. Okay, we're going to take a look at the bracket. So tomorrow we have MDK versus Fnatic. And MDK, forever the underdogs. They are still the underdogs tomorrow, I feel like, right, Odo? And that's fair enough?
Definitely, because it's a really weird thing, because if you beat G2, you're technically supposed to be the favorite, but it was so flippy, and as Cap said, they kind of showed their hand because they had a lot of this unknown factor, and they always come by surprise, and they always brew up a storm with the picks that they're going to, and they always surprise people. But now that they showed their hand, it's on them again. Can they show a different hand?
Can they show a different hand?
Yeah.
They have to,
because Fnatic and G2 are consistently the top dogs. I mean, you're the top dogs for the whole year. It gives you a lot of prestige going into a series like this. So that's why I think that Fnatic is still the favorite tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see. I think whenever you put your faith in Fnatic this year, there's so much. But we'll tell you about that in Munich. And tomorrow, when we have MDK versus Fnatic, we're going to sign off. And you'll see G2 in Munich. They won't be back in the studio this weekend. So yeah, we'll let them go. We'll say goodnight, and we'll see you tomorrow for Fnatic versus MDK to see who gets their ticket straight to that grand final. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
The biggest summer blockbuster is coming back to the LCS for the first time in years. The drama, the action, the upsets, the unthinkable miracle runs. The quest to qualify for the LCS Championship and a chance to prove yourself against the best teams in the world. There's not just a title on the line. On this stage, you're trying to punch your ticket to the greatest show that League of Legends has to offer. When you throw down this playoffs, will your team be stoked by the flames of battle or reduced to ashes falling through the rubble? It's all in. A high-stakes, no-holds-barred, turbulent, all-out brawl as teams fight back up the mountain for one last chance at glory. Every match matters as LCS Playoffs revisits an old favorite in the clash for the championship. No more second chances. No lives left to lose. Just you and the team across the rift. Welcome back to the Gauntlet.
Yike realizes that.
It comes back to your point. Let's try and escalate once again. Underneath turret, there's Dominus popped immediately. Root down because the passive is down. And Broken Blade gets the kill as he pops Adam. But they haven't killed him yet. As he flashes away, BDS re-engage on the summonerless Hans. Summer! Man, he's been calling Hans Mama after getting taken down. Haven't got the commitment just yet as Mickey stuns him in place, but it's messy. The arrow in the backfires. G2 collapsed. BDS came in today ready to pack their clothes, their shoes, their boats, their motorcycles, and go to Munich. Good phosphorus bomb, but Satchel Charge is also doing work. There's a full commit though. The flush away is a bait to play.
Olaf will not fight, okay? Are we winning or not?
Yeah, we're winning. Yeah, ace. Nice one. Nice.
Nice, guys. Two more, guys. Two more.
Re-engages as Hans gets poked on out ice. The position is huge. He re-engages LeBron gets the 3-man knockup. Wait, BDS have woken up a little bit as Broken Blade gets tagged down, but Nuke is free firing. He's got an ace machine.
Yeah, good, guys. Okay, it's enough. Okay? It's gonna be knocked up, okay? I'm it's fine. Let's get out. Okay, we got him. I'm back. Careful.
Guys, it's really if we don't.
Okay, it's fine, guys. We don't have to. We don't. Okay, no W, no flash. Are you? Nice! Together.
So guys, as well?
No, guys. No, we get everything. Oh my god. Kill him. Oh yeah! The reverse sweep.
Oh my god.
Oh. Nice, guys.
That was fun.
Nice, go, guys. Okay, good job. Good job, everyone.